Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm actually recording a lot of videos the same day, so that's why everything seems exactly the same in the beginning. This is actually my merch, by the way. Like, I have a couple shirts of these. If you guys are interested, my merch is actually below. If you're interested, you can cop one of these. Anyways, today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to teach you a really cool reverb technique. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are videos about this already out there. And I'm pretty sure there's videos of people explaining everything about reverb, like from how it works to how to use it. But I felt like I still needed to make one because a lot of you seem to be struggling with reverb. So I'm just going to show you the way I work with reverb so you can hopefully learn something and also apply that knowledge to your own productions. A lot of you were asking me, how can I have a cleaner reverb? It seems like a lot of you, whenever you add a reverb, everything else gets muddy. Or your computer starts dying, or, So this is exactly why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video to show you the easiest way to add a reverb that will make your mix cleaner than normally would, and also help out your PC, and that is by adding a reverb on a send channel. I'm pretty sure if you're a beginner and you're producing on FL Studio, it's really hard for you to know anything about send channels because we don't have them available all the time as people do in Ableton. When you open Ableton, every single channel has their A and V send. In this case, you don't. You have to make your own. So in this case, I'm gonna make my own send channel. It's gonna be a reverb. I'm actually put it here on 100. If you don't have this thing on the side, select whatever channel you want. Go to layout and make sure to click on dock to right. When you do that, it will make it a send channel, basically. We don't want to do that with this one though, so let's just put it where it was. So let's open up a clean reverb. Actually, let me put my headphones on so I can listen. I actually made a melody, and it sounds like this. None of those sounds have reverb, by the way. The way I work is I have the same reverb for everything. That way I can make sure that the final sound, at least when layering, I can make sure that sound is in a controlled space and it's actually in the space that I wanted it to be at. A lot of people tend to use reverb on every single sound, and every single reverb, it's different, so everything starts clashing. If there's different space and different sounds and everything's gonna crash. It's gonna be clashing and it's not gonna sound good. So my tip is, when using reverb, is just using one reverb, at least 1, 2, or 3, but don't go for more than that, and using a send channel. So in this case, again, going back to the send channel, you open up the reverb and you obviously can hear it, but if you go into the channel here and you put the volume up here, you will start hearing that reverb. Remember though, there should be no dry signal coming out of it if you're using a send channel. Only the wet signal. So let's play it again. Some things you can do to make your reverb sound cleaner is by adding a low cut. So removing all the low frequencies for about 300 hertz, to be honest. Or make sure that you don't have anything from 150 below, because all those frequencies are sub and bass frequencies, which you don't really want on a reverb. Unless you do, right? So if you remove some of the frequencies, it should sound like this, which is way cleaner. Obviously, the size is up to you, whether you want the sound to be in a big room or whether you want a lot of decay. However, the things that you should remember is the more reverb that you have, the more your sound is going to go to the back. So that is a way for you to push sounds further in the mix by adding a lot of reverb, just a ton of reverb. If you don't know how much reverb you should add to a sound, my tip is listen to music. That's the best. Actually, for anything music production related, study everyone else's music. How do they sound? Are they dry? Are they super wet? Do they have a lot of reverb? Do they don't? Are they using that? Are they using, you got to pay attention to every single detail so you can apply it into your own music. So I can't really tell you, oh, you should add a lot of decay. You should, because it depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you want to do. My tip here is, in order for you to know how much decay or how much size, is by listening to everyone's music. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much how it works. However, here comes something interesting, a really cool technique, and it's actually a deducting technique. This will completely make your sounds sound better. This will 100% improve your reverb, especially on drops. I use this on my own songs, so you should consider using it as well. Normal reverb usually sounds like this. As you can see, the reverb is automatically sounding. As soon as the leads sound, you can actually hear the reverb. Normally, when you play reverb, you tend to drown sounds, especially when you don't use them in a send channel. So by using them in a send channel, you're already winning. It sounds really clean. However, if you want it to sound cleaner, you can. And how? How would you do that though? Well, this other technique that it's called ducking effect. A lot of people use it, especially on drops. And the way you do that, it's really easy. I've been showing you guys in other videos, but I'm making this especially for reverb. What you do is add a Fruity Peak controller. So add a Fruity Peak controller. Find it around there. And yeah, I'm actually going to get rid of the lows for this. Add a peak controller. And put the bass at around 20%. 21 is good. So yeah, once you add the peak controller and put the bass at 20%, right click on the wetness of the reverb and link it to the peak controller peak. Okay, so internal controller peak, and then change the input to inverted. That way, whenever one of the notes sound, the reverb will go down, as you can see here. So let's play it. However, this takes too long to go up. So let's increase the decay. Now it's working. Now it's up to you to do it at your taste. So around here it sounds good for me. Like there's a small stop, but it's still there. And I can actually decrease the tension a little bit. So it's not as aggressive. Let's see how it sounds. Obviously, I think there's gonna be a little, like, almost no reverb. So let's listen to this. As we can see, it's still too fast. Like it's still too short. So let's make it faster. So yeah, that sounds way better. And as you can now hear, the reverb isn't drowning the lead. I would suggest you really try out with more parameters here. Like, don't stick to the ones I told you. Like, play around with them, move everything to see how it affects everything. Right? That's the way. Just trial and error. And that's the ducking technique. Make sure to use a peak controller, link it. Make sure it's linked to the peak, and make sure it's inverted. All right? Again, as a summary, use send channels. Don't use a reverb for every single sound, because then it's going to be different rooms, and we want to keep everything in one room, or at least 2 rooms. Okay? So that was it for this video. Hopefully you learned something. I'll see you in another video. If you're not following me on Instagram, my Instagram is Jay Eskar. All my other socials are also Jay Eskar. I'll see you later in another video. Thank you for watching, by the way. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't. If you want to share this with your friends, feel free to do it. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.